Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This morning you need a prop. So you need to grab a tea towel from your kitchen, preferably clean, and or a belt. So a belt or a tea towel, one or the other. Okay, so let us work with a tea towel, but obviously the belt is more self-explanatory. Taking your tea towel, you do something my dad used to do when I was younger. I don't know why. He would wind up the tea towel. So it's almost like you're laying it on its sort of square edge. You're picking up on the diagonal, and then you're just gonna making it like this. Perfect. Yeah, towel will do. Okay, so lay it down in front of you. Find a comfortable cross-legged seat with flesh of the buttocks out from underneath. Find your seat bones and allow the knees to simply relax. Palms of the hands on the knees. Let's arrive in our practice this morning. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the jaw, taking out any kinks in the neck if you need to. And bringing the eyes to gently close or the gaze to lower. So eyes gently closed, gaze lowered. And if anyone has just joined, you need to grab yourself a quick tea towel or a belt for class today. With your eyes gently closed, can you bring your attention to the breath? So take a gentle inhale through the nose, part the lips, exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. And all of us, all 40, 45 of us, let's all take another deep inhale through the nose, drink the breath in, fill the belly, fill the chest. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale, part the lips, and sigh it all out. Lovely. Returning to the natural, spontaneous breath and inviting yourself to your Saturday yoga class. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open, let's take hold of the tea towel. So I've wound the tea towel up in front of me. I simply want you to wrap your hands around the towel at either end, and then lengthen the arms out in front of you, so no kink in the elbows, thumbs underneath, forefingers wrapped on top. And apply a slight amount of tension. So we're coming into the shoulder blades this morning, the ball socket joints of the shoulders and the scapula, the back of the spine. So slight tension so that the yoga mat or the belt has a tautness to it. And we're gonna move with the breath. In yoga, we always surf the breath. So inhale, lift the arms above the head. Lovely. Exhale, back down, wrists resting on the tips of the knees. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. That's it. So we're going to take this a few times, just warming up the shoulders. And with a little bit of tension in the tea towel or the belt, you should be feeling your shoulders waking up this morning. So any stiffness in the neck and the shoulders, and bringing the arms all the way to the crown line. So bringing the arms all the way to the parallel. Beautiful, lovely. A few more times like this, warming up the shoulders and the back of the spine. So great on gallery view. It's so nice to see everyone. Good. Okay, that's it. One more time, deep inhale all the way up, hold the breath. Exhale, relax the arms all the way down. And then watch me, you're gonna turn your wrist towards you, so knuckles towards you, elbows in, and then just relax the wrists on the lap. Closing down the eyes, deep inhale through the nose, part the lips, exhale through the mouth. Good. Blinking the eyes open again. Let's unravel the wrists, extend all the way out in front of you, so arms all the way out. Lifting the arms above the head, deep inhale all the way up. This time leaning over towards the right. So having the tautness, keeping the arms straight, but leaning from the hips. So the arms are straight and the upper torso is kept into a position where you're bending from the side body. Back to center, other side. So stretching into the side body this morning and sending the breath into the side body. Good. You should be feeling a stretch in the side body with the shoulders and the neck in that position. Good. So right and left, guys. That's it. Lovely. Good. And then the next time we lean over towards the left, let's take a whole body circle. So keeping the arms taut, can you fold the body like an envelope in half, offering the belly button all the way down, keeping the arms taut and coming up to the other side. Good, and then take it in the other direction, leaning over towards the right knee, belly meets the middle, all the way up and circle the other way. Good, and then you can just take the circles in whichever way you want. So you can take the body back, find a small arc of the back, a mini back bend, coming all the way through, bow the head and torso forward and just start to take big circles. And remembering to keep this tea towel and this belt really taut, so you're opening up the shoulder blades, feeling a nice ease into the side body, into the back, as you take circles one way and then the other. And for those of you who have joined after we started class, you need to grab yourself a tea towel or a belt. Take your time, we're just beginning. Good. Once you've taken a few circles, that feels really good. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the arms long, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bring the towel or belt down through center, roll those wrists towards you, elbows into side body, and relax the wrists onto the shins. Deep inhale through the nose, closing down the eyes. Exhale through the mouth. Lovely. Good. Relaxing the towel now. Let's begin by lying on our backs. So have a towel or your belt handy. Place it to one side of your mat. I'm going to place it on the right side. And I just want you to lie down this morning. So lengthening the legs out in front of you and allowing the torso to reach the mat. And when you lie down, optional to take the arms into cactus pose, which will become really relevant later. Cactus pose, lengthen the arms out on the horizontal and just simply put a bend in the elbows. So it's like the branches of a cactus. So there's a bend in the elbows and the palms are facing up and the forearms down to the ground. And allowing the head to rest on the ground. Good. And maybe swaying the ankles right and left, taking the toes to one side of the mat and the other, just loosening out the legs before we begin our morning practice. And then coming into a sense of stillness and using the breath as we have done this morning to ground. So beginning to close down the eyes or lower the gaze and simply drink the breath through the nose or the mouth and exhale through the nose or mouth. And with every exhale, yielding into the earth. So the whole of your back body meets the ground, space above you, ground beneath you. And as you arrive on your practice this morning, just bringing your intention to a sense of what you would like over this next hour, how you would like to feel for the rest of your weekend, and the level of presence and mindfulness you wish to bring. So letting go of any events of the week so far and allowing the thoughts to settle with the breath. And for those of you who are just joining this morning, you may want to depart briefly to grab a tea towel or a belt this morning. And for those of you lying on the ground, can you allow the breath to guide you a little bit deeper? So can you relax just 10% more? Take it like a temperature gauge. Creep that gauge just 10% down so that you can find a relaxation that is deeper than anything else you found this week. So here's the thing about modern day life, right? Particularly in the city. There's a pulse, there's a beat to modern life, a certain rhythm. And that rhythm is often quick to start, quick to finish, quick to question. And so we develop a sense of impatience with ourselves and then onto impatience with others. And before we know it, we're in a state of inability to tolerate delay, without becoming anxious or irritable. And some of you may feel that even when being asked to lie still and breathe, the mind might be whirling, the body might be itching to go. But there's a skill involved in this. There's a skill involved in taking the body into a different mode of being. The concept of today's Sema yoga class is an Islamic virtue. And the term is Sabr, translated as patience. And today I invite you to explore this concept from within the landscape of the body, to become intimate and familiar with the speed of your movement, the speed of your breath, such that you can recognize how the body is a map for how we engage and disengage with the zahir, the external, the manifest. And it is intrinsically linked to how we relate to ourselves and then how we relate to others. From here, taking a deep breath in through the nose, sighing it out through an open mouth, and putting a bend in the knees, so bringing the soles of the feet to the ground. That's it. And we're going to grab our prop. So we're going to reach out and take the belt or the towel. And we're going to begin to put some ease into the joints this morning, ease into the joints. And we're going to start with the left leg. My instructions should be fairly clear, but feel free to glance up if you need to. Now, the tea towel or the belt, there are 3 levels. So you can take that behind your left thigh, or you can take it behind the left calf, or you can take it onto the ball of the foot. So I'll demonstrate with the towel. So you can take the towel to the back of the thigh, so that's level 1, back of the calf, or onto the ball of the foot. And from there, I want you to all imagine, as like, oh, you've worn high heels before, lengthen the right leg out and extend the ball of the foot, or the calf, or the thigh into the towel. So you're lengthening the leg. And you've got either both arms on the belt or towel, or just the left hand. And you're extending through the hamstring, through the back of the leg, and you can have a bend in the knee if you need to. And you're simply going to breathe here. So you're going to inhale, lengthen. And when you exhale, can you find a slight motion of movement where the big toe can move towards the crown? So lengthening through the back of the leg. And using the breath, using the speed of the breath to engage with a lengthening through the back of the leg. Beautiful, really nice, guys. That's it. And if you've got the hold of the back of the thigh or the calf, you can take ankle circles if that feels good. But the idea is that there's breath which lengthens, whether it's the back of the thigh, the calf, or the foot, and the heel is reaching towards the ceiling, so flexing the big toes towards the forehead. And as you inhale, lengthen, you exhale, and you find a small amount of space that brings the big toe towards the head. And notice immediately how sabr needs to take place. There needs to be a degree of patience because you can't force this movement. For many people, this is a very tight motion, for me included. So have patience with the body, have a little bit of patience, and know that you are enough. What you are doing is enough. It's perfect, just the way it is. Deep inhale and exhale. Good. Now you're going to transfer both ends of the towel or belt into the left hand. So left hand, left leg raised. Allow the right hand to reach the mat and spread all 5 fingers wide. So palm down on the ground to stabilize you, or palm on the right hip, yogi's choice, Or if you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat, I like to take hold of the mat, so holding the mat for stability. What we're going to do is open the hip joint, ball socket joint of the left hip, and you're going to take the toes over to the left side of the room. So extending the leg and opening it up. Now what happens is your right hip pops off the floor, okay? We don't want that. We want to stabilize the right hip onto the ground. So root the right buttock and the right hip onto the ground and ease into the hip flexors and the joints on the left leg. And that might mean that you don't extend your left leg all the way to the ground, or you need to put a bend in the knee. Breathe here, deep inhale and exhale. We're only here for a few moments. Lengthening the leg out to the left, that's it. Good. And then when you're ready, on the next inhale, can you exhale, lift the leg back to center, coming all the way up. Watch me if you need to. Now you take the towel or the belt into the right hand. So swap hands over, take hold of the towel in the right hand, and the left hand meets the ground on the left hand side. Inhale, lengthen through the leg, and now we're taking the left leg over to the right side. So the left leg is crossing over the right, and now we start to roll ever so slightly. So there is a weight distribution into the right side of the body as the left leg comes all the way over to the left. And maybe if you put a bend in the knee, then the foot can meet the ground, or your elbow meets the ground and the left leg is straight. Using the towel or the belt like an anchor to allow you to lengthen and stretch through the IT band of the left leg as the leg is folding over and reaching towards the right. Good. And maybe you pop the left thumb into the crease of the hip on the left and you ease that hip downwards. You ease that hip downwards. So there's a sense of length as the toe is out. Good. And if you can't reach the foot, then you take the towel to the back of the thigh. Few breaths here. Deep inhale and exhale. When you're ready on the inhale, can you gently, slowly, like an arc, start to trace a line in the sky and bring the foot back to center. Good. Releasing the left leg now, let's take it on the right hand side. So putting a bend in both the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the ground. Can we take the towel or the belt and wrap it round, layer one, round the back of the thigh, layer two, back of the calf, either or the ball of the foot. And from here, taking both the sides of the belt or the tea towel into the right hand, bending the knee if you need to, lengthening towards the sky on the inhale, and then allowing the left leg, the bottom leg, to lengthen out in front of you. Bring the left hand this time to the ground or to the left hip to anchor it into the ground. I'm going to be here for a few breaths. And this morning we're going to visit Sabr in the body in a few ways. So through working with our natural speed of motion, and the other is endurance through strength. So to be in a posture but not be too eager to get onto the next one. Good, when you're ready, transferring the ends of the belt or the towel into the right hand and easing the foot over to the right side. So opening up the hip, having the left hand on the left side of the pelvis to anchor it down. So toes move all the way off to the right, sorry. So we've got the right leg raised and we're moving the toes over towards the right, opening the hip out. Lovely. And if you've got the towel around your toes, but you're having to bend the knee, you probably need to bring the towel towards the calf or the thigh. That's it, it will be easier that way. And then bring the leg back to center when you're ready on the inhale, carving a line in the sky, like drawing a line in the sand, really slowly. And then lengthening that left leg if you haven't done so already, so that you can fold like an envelope the right leg over towards, edging towards the ground on the left. And the weight is pouring into the left side of the body. Good, and this time you'll need to have the towel in the left hand So transferring the towel into the left hand so that you can ease that over. And that way the right hand can either ground with the palm of the hand on the ground to ease you in. And we're coming into sort of lying twist, lying twist. Good, few deep breaths here, maybe taking the thumb of the right hand into the crease of the right hip and easing it downwards. So there's a lengthening through the right side body, and breathe in there, breathe in there. Deep inhale and exhale, lovely. On your next inhale, carving a line in the sky, so having the leg articulate through its ball socket joint so that the toes carve that beautiful line all the way up, and then back to center, releasing the belt or strap and hugging both knees into the chest. So taking the right hand to the right shin, left hand to left shin, and just having a little rock side to side, easing through the base of the lumbar spine, the base of the back. Lovely. Returning to the breath. And when you're ready, either taking rocks, gentle rocks up to seated, or finding your way up to the front of the mat as we come into tabletop. So tabletop is shoulders stacked above wrists, knees above hips. So spreading all 10 fingers wide, shoulders stacked above the wrists, hips above the knees. From here, having a tuck in the toes, so tucking the toes at the back, we're going to begin by taking a few cat and cows. So deep inhale, warming up the spine, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the chest. Notice the arc in the back. As you exhale, ground through the arms, tuck chin to chest, belly to spine, curving into the back body. Deep inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze forward. Exhale, ground through the arms, tuck chin to chest, round through the back body. Few more like this. Inhale, lengthening the spine, dropping the belly. Exhale, round through the spine, belly to chest. Good, warming up the spine this morning, lovely. Articulating through the lower spine, mid-spine, upper spine. And then from here, coming to a neutral spine, so allowing the spine to reach some form of neutral with the core tucked in. And we're going to extend the left leg back. So extend the left leg all the way back. And come onto the toes. So notice how I'm pointing the toes towards the back of the room. And then we're going to lift the leg off the ground and look back towards the leg. You don't want the hip open at this point. You want both hips level so that the toes are pointing towards the ground. From here, putting a bend in the knee until the toes reach the sky. And we're going to take those cat-cows again, but this time knees kind of fold in towards the chin. So from now, ground through the palms of the hands, drop the belly, lift the chest. Good, into flexion. Exhale, knee comes down beneath you towards the hands, knee to nose, round through the spine. Inhale, lift, leg goes back, bent angle, flexion of the spine, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round knee to nose. And take this at a speed that feels good for you. Everybody's patience threshold is different. Everybody meets a different speed in the body. So notice the speed that you're going at. And if you're moving from the vortex of modern life, or if you've managed to slow down and sync with the breath. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Now from here, the next time that you lift the toes all the way up to sky, option 2, bring the left hand, walk it slightly towards the center of the mat. Now, we're going to lift the opposite arm, right arm comes all the way up, and then turning the palm towards the right side of the mat, extending the hand all the way back. Now, option 1, you can just rest it on the back of the spine. Option 2, take hold of the foot and allow the foot to gently ease into the hand. Inhale, lift up, arcing the spine. And if it doesn't reach the foot, simply have the hand on the back and find the back bend from here. Inhale, lift. There's this gentle ease of the front of the foot. Sorry, that ridiculous parking by. Release the hand all the way down. Now, if you found that relatively okay, keeping the foot raised, there's an option to try on the other side. And I was really interested to find that this really requires a different level of patience. So pouring the weight into the right side of the body now, right hand grounds, left knee grounds. Can you start to gently ease the left hand? So I have to come onto my fingertips And then maybe I can hover the left hand, maybe, but it takes a lot more guidance, a lot more breath. And bringing the left hand all the way back and maybe tickling the toes. But noticing how the uneven distribution through gravity makes a really big difference. And if I'm honest, the only reason I get here is through the breath and through patience. Good. That's it. Bringing the hand back down. Now, I know we've had weight through the right knee for some time, so bringing the left knee towards the chest and placing the shin on the ground, so shin meets the ground. And now extending the right knee all the way back. So the right leg is now lengthened, you're on the ball of the right leg, and you're going to ground through the hands, and we're going to lift the shin off the ground. So if this is too difficult, allow the back knee to reach the ground, but from here, we're going to hold for a count of 3 with the left shin hovered off the ground, any amount, an inch or a lot. When you're ready, grounding through the hands, inhale deep, exhale, lift the shin towards the chest, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. Lengthening that leg all the way back into plank pose, grounding through the hands, extend the heels towards the back of the room, lengthen the head out in front of you, and lower down. 4, 5, 4, 4, feeling the burn in the forearms. Patience, guys. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Front body meets the ground. Grounding the hands. Inhale, lift the head and chest and torso off the mat. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, onto all knees. Tabletop, we'll take the other side. Extending the left leg all the way back, coming onto the ball of the foot. Lengthening the toes, lifting the leg parallel to the ground, and checking in that the hips are level. Putting a bend in the knee, toes to reach the sky. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, flexion. Exhale, knee to the nose, extend through the back body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And finding a rhythm here that feels good for you. So lengthening through the back of the leg, knee to nose. And this might be enough for you this morning, and that's okay. You can take child's pose if you need to. Good. From here, the next time the toes reach the sky, can you bring the right hand slightly in towards the center? Extend the left hand all the way out in front of you. One long line between the right tips of the toes and the left fingertips. Turn the palm to face the left side and sweep the palm in a semicircle all the way back. Maybe the hand reaches the lumbar spine, maybe you tickle the foot, reaching towards the big toe edge of the foot. And a gentle push into the toe of the foot. Inhale, drop the belly, around the spine, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, release. And maybe take an option on the other side. So experimenting with your patience, lean the body into the left side. Take a deep inhale, balance on the fingertips of the right hand. Maybe lift the right hand all the way up, and maybe take it all the way back, holding onto the foot. Deep inhale, and exhale. Opening up the shoulders and the lower back. Release the hand to the ground, and bring the shin towards the ground, snaking the knee so it comes to between the hands. Extend the left leg all the way back, coming onto the ball of the foot. Both palms of the hands framing the front knee, extending the left leg back. From here, when you're ready, hugging the shoulder blades in towards you, external rotation of the shoulders, and we're going to lift the shin off the ground in a plank pose when we're ready. Inhale, all together, exhale. Lift the knee up towards the chest, keep breathing, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. Lengthening the right leg, shoot it all the way back into plank pose. Toes meet the ground, heels towards the back of the room. Equal distribution of weight between the hands and the feet. Pausing here for a moment. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower 50% of the way. Pause for a moment. One breath. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Rooting through the palms of the hands. Inhale, lift the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, transfer onto all knees. Let's take Balasana, child's pose. Knees to the side of the mat, big toes touch, buttocks back towards the heels. Allow the forearms to reach the ground and the forehead maybe to yield. Let's take a few deep breaths here, a few deep breaths. Good. When you're ready, transferring the weight back onto all fours, tabletop. Let's separate the knees, separate the feet, tuck the toes. We're coming to our first downward facing dog of the morning. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, flexion. Exhale, ground through the hands and the toes of the feet to lift the hips high, head low, downward facing dog. Now in down dog, I would rather you have a bend in your knees and have a straight back. So have a bend in your knees if you need to, and if you're used to down dog, can you walk the dog? So take one heel to the ground at a time. Just easing into the hamstrings, the back of the hips, and allowing the head to just drop. So allowing the neck to be loose, and the shoulders to move away from the ears. And if you like, you can take a deep sigh here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through an open mouth. Now, everybody putting a generous bend in the knees, can you gaze forward towards your hands? So look forward towards your hands, and then gently start to walk your hands back towards your heels. So hands trace the mat, ever so slowly, feeling the mat as you go, and until the torso, the belly lies onto the knees are bent, and we come into Uttanasana, forward fold. So options for forward fold, you can have your elbows on your knees, or you can relax your arms all the way down. The idea is to completely decompress the spine and allow yourself to just hang loose. So have the head really relaxed, the arms loose. You can lengthen the legs if that feels good for you, but otherwise bend in the knees. Or you can take hold of either elbow, which often feels nice. And we're going to stay here for a moment, just allowing the whole of the front body to release. And then on your next inhale, can you roll up incredibly slowly, like a caterpillar coming out of a cocoon? Can you allow each vertebra to stack slowly on top of one another? So the head comes up last. As you unfurl, unfurl. Beautiful. When you reach the top, let's keep us moving. So let the arms come all the way up above the head. And can you take the left hand to the left wrist? So left hand to left wrist. Inhale, lengthen through just underneath the wrist. So lengthen through the forearm. Good, and then we're going to lean towards the left side. So leaning all the way towards the left side. Good. From here, put a generous bend in the knees, and then pull the weight into the left leg and pick up the right leg and step it behind the left. So you're coming onto the toes of the ball of the foot. Show you the feet. And the toes go behind the foot, and the knee leans behind the foot. So there's a kind of bend through the knee, and you're leaning over towards that side. Back through center, unravel, other side. So holding the wrist of the other arm, lengthening up through center and leaning all the way over to the right. Then pouring the weight through the right hand, lifting the left leg and stepping it behind so that both the knee of the leg is allowed to kiss and move below the back knee, the knee through the body. Good. Back through center, we're making our way back down to the mat. Release the arms and allow the body to fold in half. So arms come all the way forward, hinge from the hips, offer the chest forward. Fingertips find the shins, the ground or the thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend in the knees, palms find the ground. Step the right foot back, left foot back into plank pose. From here, even distribution through the weight and through the hands and the feet, lowering down in one long line, slowly until the whole of the front body meets the ground. Palms of the hands rooted, bringing the elbows together behind the back. Inhale, lift into cobra pose. Exhale, through the knees if you need to, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Now, level one would be to lower your knees to the ground at this point. And you can take the sequence from kneeling
or from downward facing dog. So whichever feels good for you this morning. Either way, we're both going to lift our right leg up and back. So transfer the weight into the left side of the body, lift the right leg up and back, split dog. Now put a bend in that right leg. So the leg that's behind you is going to have a bend. And the toes of the right foot are going to reach. So we're opening up the right hip here, transferring the weight into the left side of the body, and the toes are reaching over the standing leg towards the left side of the ground behind you. This is called wild thing. From here, coming onto the fingertips of your right hand, and if you're on the ground, it looks like this. And then swiveling on the straight leg, swiveling on the left leg, put a bend in the left leg as the right toes reach all the way back and back and back, bend in the standing elbow until the toes meet the ground. So coming all the way and twisting to that side. So the right toes are now on the ground behind you, bend in the knee, and the right hip finds the ground. We're going to take this a few times, so don't worry if I haven't got it right. We all meet with the left leg lengthened and the right knee bent. Inhale, both arms up in front of you. Right arm moves back, finds the ground behind you. Left hand wraps around bent knee, the right bent knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist and gaze over the back shoulder. That's it. We'll take this a few times, so don't worry. Deep inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist belly towards the bent knee. Belly towards the bent knee. Good. Next inhale, both arms come up and over, windmilling all the way down, and we're unraveling. We're going back the way we came. So both hands meet the mat as you turn and twist, allowing the pinky edge of the base foot to rotate you back into a kind of plank pose as the right knee comes towards you. Shin to ground if you need to. And again, we're going to inhale, lift the shin off the ground for 3, for 2, for 1. Lengthen the right leg all the way back into plank pose. Lengthen through the heels, drop the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana until the forehead meets the ground. Inhale, lift through cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, onto knees if you need to. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So let's take the other side. I'm going to demo the easy version now. So for those of you in down dog or on all fours, let's lengthen the left leg all the way back and put a bend in the knee, toes to reach the sky. So very similar as we did before. Pouring the weight into the right side of the body, you can come onto the fingertips of the left hand, and reach the toes all the way behind you over to the right side. So the toes reach towards the back. You're opening the left hip, Good, really nice. And then rotating on the base of the toe, you're reaching all the way back, putting a bend in the right knee, bend in the right elbow until the toes meet the ground behind you. Toes meet the ground, right leg is lengthening as the buttocks meet the ground on the left side. So we're moving over towards the left side and the left hips reach the ground. Good. Both arms out in front of you. This time left arm moves all the way back behind you. Right hand wraps behind and around the bent knee. As we inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards the bent knee. Belly towards the bent knee. Gazing over the left shoulder towards the back. That's it. And using the back hand on the ground, creeping the hand towards your hip, the back hand, so that you can lengthen and grow tall. And just be patient here for a moment. Find a lengthening through the spine and a rotation. As you inhale, find space. As you exhale, move into that space. Good. When you're ready, both arms windmill all the way round. So you may have come off your mat, and that's totally fine. Both palms find the ground as you're rotating and rolling back into a kind of plank pose with the left knee hugging towards the chest. And we'll hold there with the shin off the mat for 3, 4, 2, 4, 1. Lengthen the left leg all the way back, plank pose. Distribute the weight into the hands. Gaze forward past the fingertips. Bend in the elbows, lower down. Body meets the ground. Inhale, ground through the palms of the hands. Lift, cobra, or if you tuck the toes, lift the thighs, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. So pausing in down dog for a moment. Bending the knees if you need to, lengthening the arms, lifting the hips up to the sky, as if I was holding puppet strings on your hips and lifting them up. Lovely. When you're ready, inhale, gaze past your fingertips, and put a generous bend in your knees. Step your right foot forward towards the front of the mat, left foot forward. Good. So we're coming into a forward fold again. Inhale, allow the arms to dangle. As you exhale, take both arms out, around as we stand in Uttanasana for one long stretch. Prayer comes all the way up to sky, so arms all the way up. And then we exhale, come all the way back down. Fold in half, fingertips reach the thigh or the ground. Inhale, half lift, hands on the thighs or fingertips to earth. Exhale, fold in half, bend in the knees, palms find the ground. Send the right foot back, left foot back, plank pose. You can either go straight into downward facing dog from here, or lower the body to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. You're doing really well, guys. Next, flow sequence. So same as we did before, pouring the weight into the left side of the body. Can you lift the right leg up and back? Extend the right leg all the way back, split dog. Put a bend in the right knee, fingertips to sky, or left knee on the ground if you need to, and then extend the toes behind you, opening up the right hip, transferring the weight into the left foot and the left hand. Coming onto the fingertips of the right hand, put a bend in the back knee, and start to fold and release the body, soften the body to the ground until the toes of the right foot find the ground behind you. And as you rotate, the right hip finds the ground. Brilliant. Both arms come forward. Inhale, right arm all the way back. Bring the heel of the right foot more towards the buttock. That's it. Wrap the arm around standing leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And can we all close our eyes here for a moment? So finding a sense of twist and using the breath. So using the breath to inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist. Allow the belly to make space until the belly can almost creep beyond the thigh and you're extending. So relaxing the right shoulder away from the ear and closing down the eyes for a moment and breathing here, breathing here. That's it. And as you breathe here in this position, remind yourself of a quote by Imam Ali, where he said, wait patiently, and everything shall reveal itself to you. Wait patiently, and everything shall reveal itself to you. Deep inhale, grounding through the back right hand to lengthen tall. Let's reverse the journey the way we came. So windmilling both arms over the straight leg, coming back, rotating the body into a kind of plank pose. Bringing the right knee into the chest towards the nose. Can we hover the knee? 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1. Extending the right leg all the way back. Can we allow both knees to reach the ground? And this time we're going to come into a low lunge. So we're going to transfer the weight into the left side and step the right foot forward. And you might need to take the hand of the right and hold onto the calf and step the foot forward to ease you into a low lunge. Lovely. Inhale, both arms come all the way up. So just as we did when we were standing, take the right hand to the left wrist, right hand to left wrist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, lean towards the right bent knee. Lean towards the right bent knee. Good, so you should be feeling a stretch across the front of the left groin. Good. Back up to center, relax both arms to your hips, tuck the toes of the back foot and lift the knee off the ground, crescent lunge. So coming into crescent lunge and easing into the hips. So front knee stacked over front ankle. Lovely. Both arms come all the way up again. Right hand to right wrist. Lengthen through the spine. Again, lean towards the right leg. It's a little bit more challenging this time. Leaning towards the right leg. And then from here, can you transfer the weight into the front leg and step back foot in 1/2 inch, and then place the back foot behind the right foot. So the left foot goes behind, coming onto the ball of the foot, and we find ourselves in that twist, that Qigong Chinese twist, called the dragon, when we're leaning over towards the right. So it looks like this from the front. That's it. Good. Now, from here, we're going to release the arms all the way down, unravel, and we're simply going to stretch the quadriceps. You're going to bring the left heel up towards the left buttock. Left heel to left buttock. Good. So we're all familiar with that, amazingly, because we were probably taught to do that in like gym class when we were really young. But when you taught to do Naturanjasana, which is dancer's pose. Now you'll need your prop handy. I'm going to demonstrate dancer's pose, Naturanjasana, so lord of the dance. So you've got your weight distributed onto your right side, and you've got your left hand taking hold of the pinky edge of the left foot. Now, if you're familiar with dancer's pose, for all those experienced yogis, you can go straight into it, and I'll give you some advanced cues as well. But for those that are not, I just want to cue the fact that you want to relax the pelvis and allow the thigh to be loose. And then you're going to inhale and you're going to start to tilt. Now keep the chest raised as you allow pressure of the back foot into the back hand, and you reach the back foot away from you as the opposite arm, the right arm, comes all the way out in front of you. So this is Naturanjasana dancer's pose. Now if you've got dancer's pose down, I'm going to demo with the props in a moment. But you can snake the right arm all the way back for those of you who are very comfortable and practice here in advanced posture. Now, for those of you who have a tea towel and would like to try this, it's so much easier with the belt, and I'll demo that in a moment. But wind your tea towel all the way up and watch me carefully. So we're doing Naturanjasana on the left side. Allow the tea towel to meet the ground. Step onto the tea towel. You can't see my feet, that's not very helpful. So step onto the tea towel, okay, and watch carefully. Cross over the tea towel, so it doesn't matter which direction, cross over if you've got a belt or a tea towel, and swap the hands over, swap the hands over. So all you've done is cross it over. And then you're going to balance on the left foot, so put weight through the left foot as you step the right foot all the way over. That's it. And now, as you transfer the weight into the right foot, you're going to lift the left heel to the left buttock, simply put a bend in the knees, and you'll find that the towel reaches all the way behind you. So Mira, you need to step the right foot in front of the left, which is why, so I'll show you with the belt, it's easier. So, left foot onto the belt, cross over, exchange the hands, that's it. So that's step one, cross over. Step the right foot across and over, that's it, nice. And now, bend the heel towards the buttock and the hands come out to the side. And that means that you can lift, that's it, Sabrine, really nice. That's it. So from here, the heel reaches the buttock and you've got the belt, or you've got the tea towel, which is a lot shorter, in both your hands. Release the right arm, left hand onto the belt, and then you can use it like leverage to start to lift up. That's it. Good, so have a little play with that. It's a lot of balance. And I like the hopping sound. I promise that if you use the breath and you take sabr, you take patience, you will reach that point. So a little bit more difficult with the tea towel. So stepping on, crossing over, that's it. So you can hold the tea towel and lift. And it just provides that little bit of extra length. Good. So have a little play with that. And when you're ready, releasing the belt and the towel to one side. Inhale, lift both arms up and out to the side. Both palms of the hands meet the sky. Exhale, hinge in half. Offer the chest forward, bend from the knees. Fingertips find the ground. Good. Put a generous bend in the knees here. Both palms of the hands find the ground, and we're going to step the left foot all the way back, drop the left knee, so we're back into low lunge. That's it. Both hands on the inside of the front foot, step the right foot all the way back, tabletop posture, separate the knees, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the chest, exhale, ground through the feet, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Deep inhale, drop the head, and exhale. So we'll take the other side now. So remember, you can have your knees on the floor if you need to, or go into child's pose if it's too much. Pouring the weight into the right side of the body. Can you lift the left leg all the way back? And if you've got your knee on the ground, looks like this, toes pointing towards the back. Good. Put a bend in the knee, opening up the left hip, come onto the fingertips of the left hand. Lovely. Rooting through the right palm and the right base of the foot. Put a bend in the standing leg, bend in the standing elbow as you reach really patiently. Take the toes all the way to the ground behind you on the left hand side. Rotating on the bottom of the foot, lengthening the right leg out in front of you, right hip meets the ground. Good. Inhale, arms come all the way up in one long flow. Left hand moves back behind you, fingertips to ground. Right hand wraps around the front knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, turn towards the bent leg. That's it. And some of you may want to bring your left hand in towards your hips. As you bring your left hand more towards your hips, you lengthen higher through the spine. Find more length on the inhale, and exhale, rotate. Gaze backwards past the left shoulder. And find an ease of movement here. Find a degree of patience where you can close down the eyes and bring the motion into stillness. We've just tried a really challenging posture, one that you probably had this feeling of like, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, yada, 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 the mind goes crazy. And now bring it all the way back down into the twist. Beautiful. Both arms come all the way back down to meet the ground. Palms meet the ground as you rotate over the hips. Right toes of the foot lengthen back, left knee to chest. Let's hold for 20, 19, okay, kidding. 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen the left leg all the way back. Lengthen the body long, plank pose. Either take child's pose, or actually relax both knees to the ground. Let's all come into tabletop. So now we're coming to low lunge on the left side. So pouring the weight into the right side of the body, can you step the left foot halfway along, take hold of the ankle and step it forward, low lunge. Allow the hips to yield, both arms come all the way up. Left hand takes hold of the right wrist, lengthen through the upper body, lean towards the left bent leg, leaning over towards the left. Feeling a yummy stretch on the front of the right thigh as you yield the thighs forward. So allow a yielding of the thighs towards the bent knee. That's it. And you might need to tuck the toes of the back foot and just shift your back knee back an inch. Try that if that would feel good. Tuck the back toes, shift the back knee back, and you'll get more space in the groin. Inhale, lengthen both arms back up, widen the arms out to the side, both hands onto the hips. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee, crescent lunge, yield through the hips. Lovely. That's it. Finding your balance again, using the breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Again, taking hold of the wrist. So left palm of the hand takes right wrist, lengthen up and lean towards the front bent leg, leaning towards the leg. Using the breath to stabilize, we're almost there. Both hands back up to center. Good. Oh, in fact, let's lean over towards the left. Good. Step the back foot in half an inch so it comes halfway. And now step the back foot behind the front left leg and tuck the knee behind. So you're coming into Qigong dragon posture. And you should feel really nice, like the knee should have space, a really generous bend in the knees and leaning over. That's it. Good. And when you're ready, finding center, lifting the arms back up towards the sky, relaxing the arms all the way back and putting a bend in the right knee, taking the heel to the groin. So coming in back into that familiar gym stretch where the thigh is lengthened. And now we'll take Natarajan, Lord of the Dance pose, which is a graceful pose requiring lots of patience. And we will take it on the other side. So for those of you who are practicing this, taking the right hand to the outside of the right foot and then putting the left arm out in front of you. And I invite you to play with the other way around, just as we did at the start on the floor. So instead of the left hand, you might take the left hand back, big toe edge of the foot, and raise the right hand forward. For those of you trying the tea towel experience again, let's go through that on that side. Winding the towel up or the belt if you have one, allowing it to reach the floor and stepping right foot onto the tea towel or belt. Lovely, crossing it over. So now the right side of the towel meets the left hand, the left side of the towel meets the right hand. Good, crossover. Pouring the weight into the right foot. Can you step the left foot over the towel and step the left foot in front of you? That's it. Really generous bend in the knees. Transfer the weight to the left foot as you lean forwards and pick up the right heel towards the right buttock. And both hands should relax behind you. Take the towel, both sides of the towel or belt, into the right hand and lengthen the left hand out in front of you as it provides a little bit of leverage towards the back. Now, if you've got the hang of that and you want to go a little bit further, you can take both hands into the belt, both hands into the belt. That's it, lovely. Elbows up to sky. I'll just tilt my camera for this last little bit. Crossing over, stepping through. It's definitely a work in progress. And then walking your hands down the belt as the elbows lift to sky. Whoop, and then you lift all the way up. Let's try that again. So inhale on the belt. That's it. We lift all the way up. And where I slipped there is because I wasn't focusing on the breath. So take it on the breath. On the breath. Lovely. Few more seconds to play here. That's it. Really nice, guys. And using the breath to balance. Using the breath to balance. Putting a bend in the standing knee if you need to. Good. Really, really nice. And you can maintain more vertical. If this feels good, vertical, stay vertical. Tip ever so slightly, come back up. That's enough work for the standing leg. Good, okay. And when we're ready, releasing the props to the side, taking the arms into cactus pose. So bringing the feet hip width apart into cactus and closing down the eyes. So the word Sabr in Persian actually means cactus. Not Sabr, but Sabr means cactus, and it means the patient one. The patient one. So just standing with hips apart, allowing the heart rate to rest and hands all the way out. One deep breath here, in through the nose. And as you exhale, opening the eyes, and can you cross the right arm over the left? So into cactus, and then right arm crosses over left. Then backs of the hands meet. This is Garudasana, eagle posture. And we're just going to pause here, or you can twist the hands so both palms meet, and you're standing for this one. That's it. Sorry, I'm just demonstrating because of my camera. Just pausing here for a moment, and then unraveling, and then the other side. So this time, left hand, elbow comes over, and you twist, opening up the space in the scapula, breathing into the scapula. That's it. Good. Unraveling the arms. Arms come all the way up to sky. Gaze up towards the thumbs, looking up. Exhale, surrender, offering the hips forward, chest forward, fingertips meet the thighs or ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend in the knees, hands find the ground. Step the right foot back, left foot back. Allow the knees to meet the ground and come into child's pose. Take both knees out to the side of the mat, big toes touch, and allow the head to simply rest. So just a few deep breaths here. as we allow the body to yield towards the ground, allow the back to be soft, soft back, soft hips. And then from here, allowing the hands to stroke the mat as you lift the belly off the thighs, middle of the chest off the thighs, and the head comes up last. So unfurling again, like that caterpillar from a cocoon, as the hands reach the thighs, buttocks to heels, as you sit back. Leaning over to the right side, taking both hands towards the right and allowing the legs to snake up towards the left. We're going to bring both feet out in front of us and take the soles of the feet out in front of you, knees reach high, both hands behind you, and just simply windscreen wiper the legs to allow the knees to reach the ground on the left, back through center over towards the right. So just releasing any tension in the hips that may have built up. And then when you're ready, lengthening the legs out in front of you and allowing the back body to meet the ground in your Shavasana. And one more minute here to take any movements I haven't cued today. So anything that your body needs to feel good, whether it's a lying twist, so taking the legs to one side and the arms to the other, whether you take the arms up behind you and lengthen out. And we've got a couple of minutes Shavasana, so I'd love it if you would enjoy Shavasana, because some people rush off at this point. And it really is the most primary time of the practice to enjoy a sense of patience and invite a sense of Sabr into the body. So lying with the whole of the back body yielding to the ground and the arms resting next to you, and allowing the shoulders to melt into the earth. And bringing the breath to your attention. So bringing the attention to the tip of the nose, drinking the breath through the nose and exhaling through the nose or mouth. And can you bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows, so that for this brief few moments that I offer you at the end of the practice, that you can simply be clear of thought, clear of mind. And thoughts will come and go, that's their job, that's their nature. But can you find the space between your thoughts? Can you find the space and the peace that comes with the rise and fall of the breath, the rise and fall of the breath? Breathing deep into the belly, so you feel the belly rise on the inhale and the belly relax to the spine on the exhale as we complete the practice. And Savasana in Sanskrit means corpse pose. And it's about dying to the practice. It's about dying to all of the teachings and all of the expectations we place on the body, so that we allow everything to settle. Because patience is about tolerance and endurance, which we build in the body. But it's also not idleness. It's not idleness. And we make ourselves so busy, so caught up in the pulse and the beat of life, that we forget the endurance that comes from slowing down. There's a quote by Rumi which says, "Patience is not sitting and waiting, it is foreseeing. It is looking at the thorn and seeing the rose. Looking at the night and seeing the day. Lovers are patient and know that the moon needs time to become full. Allowing the eyes to rest now for your last few minutes of deep, deep rest, and I will call you back when it's time to rise. Deepening the breath now, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Putting a bend in the knees very gently, moving really slowly, really slowly. Bringing the heels towards the buttocks, soles of the feet to the ground, lovely. And extending the right arm up towards the sky, fingertips to sky, gently raising like a puppet string was pulling you up, and then taking that arm behind the head, lying it on the ground behind the head. And using the lengthened right arm as an invitation to roll onto the right side, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, and allowing the knees to roll to the right and the weight to pour into the right side of the body like water in a jug, and allowing the left arm then to come up and over so that both palms meet on the ground on the right side. So the left palm lies onto the right palm as you seal in the practice. That's it. Hugging the knees into the chest, slightly curling into a ball. And then slowly separating the left hand so the palm of the left hand finds the ground. And keeping the eyes closed if it's comfortable for you, can you root through the left palm onto the ground to ease yourself up like a wave, head comes up last. And let's meet at the front of the mat, seated posture to close in the practice. Let's lengthen the spine, so sit slightly back into the seat bones. Eyes can remain closed if it's comfortable for you. And lengthen the arms out to the sides and all the way up overhead. Palms of the hands meet at the sky. And then bring the thumbs down through center, brush the forehead, brush the space between the eyebrows, tip of the nose, and down to the heart space. Relax the hands into the lap or have them in prayer, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck the chin to the chest and seal in the practice of patience, the practice of sabr, so that we can move from the vortex of modern life into a pace and a beat that is set by our internal landscape. And sealing in an intention for the physical body to be
a learning point and a practice for this experience. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Blinking the eyes open when you're ready. Giving gratitude to all 65, 70 of us that joined this morning. Thank you so much for the practice.